everyone, and welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, and this is my weekly Moon Day Oracle message. How this works is I utilize my own intuitive abilities as well as working with Oracle cards to call forward a message of guidance and insight into the energy of the week. So, really, what it is that we almost need to know going into this energy, how we can best maneuver through the energy, if you will, having that awareness really does assist us in moving more harmoniously versus just kind of swimming against the flow, if you will. So I'm just going to give it a few moments as this is the first time I've ever gone live on YouTube. So I am just going to give it a few moments to make sure that everything is working okay and people can hear me and see me okay. So just bear with me one moment and I'll go further into what it is that you can expect here today. So, sorry, I'm just looking, something popped up here on my screen. All right, well, all right, so I'm not quite sure how the chat feature works. Again, I didn't even test this before going live. So if you are here, I see. Hello, Mom. I see you here. And I did see the chat pop up, so that is really cool. Just going to give it a few more moments because there's a lot of people that aren't even aware that I'm going to be doing it live on YouTube versus Facebook. Kind of going forward, I wanted to change things up a bit. So let me just make sure that I have that shared. Yeah. All right. So, hey, Julie. Welcome, lovely. I'm so glad that you saw that I was going to be live here instead. I know a lot of people are probably over there on Magical Me on Facebook, you know, looking for the live. So I just want to take a few moments since this is the first time ever doing this. One thing I will say to everybody is that because I am new to going lives, even though my YouTube channel is a few years old and I do always share my live videos here after the fact. I guess YouTube has some policies that ask new users going live or using the live feature that we're only actually allowed to have like 25 viewers at a time in addition to the subscribers. So with that said, if you would like to go subscribe to my channel, that would be greatly helpful until I guess, I don't know how long it has to be before I'm allowed to actually have more viewers than that at a time in addition to the subscribers. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be wonderful. And if you want to give this video a thumbs up and a like, that would also be so helpful. All right, so with that said, for anybody tuning into the replay later, how this works is, like I said before, every Monday I do try to go live. Sometimes it will be a different date, but I'll always announce in advance as to when. But I try to go live to bring forward some insight into the energy of the week as a collective and really what we all most need to know and how we can best work with this energy versus having no awareness at all and kind of just being swept around by it, if you will. Hey, Laura, you made it too. That's so awesome. Thank you for being here, sweetheart. I appreciate you. So these are not individualized personal readings that I'm offering here today. Again, it's a generalized overview for all of us. And I do also personal readings. If you're interested in having that, you can always send me a message, contact me on Magical Me on Facebook, on Instagram, or, comment here and I can always set something up with you. You can also go over to my website, www.magicalme.com, and look at my services there as I offer both in-person and remote healing sessions as well. All right, so these readings are really set with divine intention. That means that anybody who is meant to find themselves here watching this, you're going to watch it either live or replay. It doesn't matter when you're here. You are here in exact divine timing. So whenever you're watching it, it will have some sort of significance or resonance within your own life and what you yourself might be experiencing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this now. just to not hold things up. But before we do so, what I like to do is talk about any news and announcements, usually that we have going on. The only thing that there really is going on between here, Magical Me, and my sister business, Oracles of the Light, is every month Karen and I offer a Cosmic Oracle private paid membership group. What that is every month, starting obviously at the first of the month throughout the end of the month, for $33. You get added to a private group on Facebook, and we offer daily oracle messages and daily insight. Hi, Eleanor. You made it. So happy that you could. Thank you for being here, love. So daily messages throughout the entire month between myself and Karen, pull oracle cards, give you insight every morning so it's there when you wake up. We also do an energy forecast periodically throughout the month, multiple times, just to give insight into anything that might be going on cosmically between major astrological alignments, between stargates, light activations, things like that that are coming forward for the collective. We offer insight regarding what they're going to be facilitating within us from an oracular perspective. So then we also use sound healing to attune everyone to those energetic alignments that are happening, utilizing planetary sound pipes. As Karen is a sound therapist, she does work with many different sound frequencies between the harmonic resonance. She works with the planetary frequencies, as I said before, the solfeggio frequencies. So kind of like incorporate that in there, and she makes like an orchestra or a symphony of healing frequencies, if you will, to attune you to whatever it is that we're talking about in the energy forecast. So it's quite jam-packed for the month. If you're interested, again, you can go over to our Facebook page or Oracles of the Light, or you could find every information on our website, www.oraclesofthelight.com. Okay, so I think that's it for now. We're going to be opening up as of probably tomorrow. I'll send create the event for everybody on Facebook for the Cosmic Oracle. All right, so before I pull the card for the week, I'm just going to have everyone come into sacred space with me. So as we are sharing energy across space and time, I do like to kind of clear out the energy around us all, to kind of detach from anything that might be going on, to really bring us all into center, if you will, or into the present moment. And this is something that you can do all the time. It's a really great practice to get into, to really help detach from any chaos, any heavy energies, and just really bring you back to home, if you will. All right, so I'm just going to have you close your eyes if you can safely. You do not have to. You can keep them open if you like. And just going to ask you to take a nice deep cleansing breath in through your nose. And you're going to release the breath through your mouth, just releasing any stress, all thoughts and worries, and just feeling into where you might have any tension in your body, just allowing it to just relax and release. Take another deep breath in. And release. Once again, just detaching from anything stressful, any worry. Just really dropping into your heart space at this time. And you can even place your hand on your heart. One more deep breath in. And release. Just really feeling your mind drop into your heart. Just connecting with yourself, connecting with this here and now moment, into the eternal now. And you can open your eyes. All right, so everybody should be nice and relaxed now. So I was guided to work with the Oracle of the Mermaids by Lucy Cavendish this week. It's interesting because it wasn't one that I really did expect to be working with, but we have quite a week, and we've had quite a few days from the new moon in Aquarius, the sun entering Aquarius, from the lunar new year in this sign, entering into the year of the rabbit, the water rabbit, by the way, water, the element being connected into, our emotions, our intuition, our unconscious, magic, in between, all that good stuff. So mermaids also being connected into that realm as well. And connected with relationships and the relationship with the self, which is obviously the most important one, and probably the one that is at the forefront of everybody's lives right now, as we are going through massive transformations, entering into an entirely new cycle of time, quantum leaping, just like the year of the rabbit, into an entirely new world, into an entirely new existence for ourselves and collectively. So we've also got planet Uranus that just moved direct and will be direct for quite some time. We have Mercury this week that also, or last week, that also came out of retrograde and went direct, leaving us with no planets in retrograde until April. So speaking to even more about pushing us into this new quantum leap, forward movement, mobilization, motivation, inspiration, magic, all of that prepping within us to be reborn. So it's going to be really interesting to see what this week brings, considering we've had all of that, where, planet Uranus is the awakener, really helps to shake the ground that, or the foundation, the reality in which we've been living in. Sometimes it could be really challenging, but for, essentially it is to really push us all out of the old, to be able to expand into what is truly meant for us. So lots of change and expansion, growth, healing coming in with it, with I'd say with this year, because for all of this to be happening in the first month of the year, it really does speak to what stage is being set for us throughout the year, right? So pretty magical. Laura says, I actually looked at the transit and it went into retrograde almost exactly when I broke my foot. Lots of transformation. Wow. Interestingly, yeah, I read something. We're wrapping up like obviously it's much more than that, but very specifically, the last 5 months are actually calling into play right now, are being called into play. So if you really look back, and I know for myself as well as many other people, the last 5 months have been probably, at least for me anyway, the most transformational I've ever experienced in my entire life. So if that says anything at all, we are on the move, everyone, and this is a wonderful thing, right? So with that said, let us see what the mermaids have to say for us this week. So what guidance and insight comes forward for the collective's highest and greatest good for the week of January 24th, 2023? This is great. Boom. So we have a number 14 on the card, which numerically I would recognize it as a 5. And to me, the number 5 does speak to change. It speaks to some challenge, potentially a little bit of conflict, but we know that with any change, there has to be some sort of, it often does create a little bit of a challenge for us to be able to expand, for us to be able to grow, to move beyond the known, to, leap above or beyond those obstacles, to teach us another way of doing things, another way to go, to look in a different direction, to really assist us in reflection on, what has been, and then what is coming in, or what needs to happen in order for new to enter. So expansion and growth with that number 5 really speaks to what I just said already, and it's water flight. And it says, heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness. Wow, that's some serious magic. So as you can see, there's this beautiful mermaid just engulfed in this blue, and it really does feel like cosmic blue, like crystalline blue water as well. Just really, she just seems to be almost like she is emanating. Hey Dawn, welcome, gorgeous. I didn't see you pop in, but thanks for being here. Really kind of like emanating the light, if you will, even though it's like the light that's piercing the water's surface and actually casting down deep into the abyss or the depths of the water, right, where it gets much darker. But this light, it's almost like she's radiating it, as she herself looked like she may have been kind of like wrapped up even in her own hair. But she's just floating upward and has her hands thrown up to the surface of the water, completely surrendering to what is happening right now, which is so important, everybody, because we are really in new territory. And so with that said, there could be fight or flight patternings that want to happen, survival instincts that have really been potentially showing themselves over the last couple of days or even couple of weeks, that want to, unconsciously keep us in the known. And that's what the depths to me feel like, the unconscious, right? And sometimes it wants to keep us in there, because even though it's better for us to let go and float into the unknown, that's scary. Change is scary and it's challenging, but pushing us out of our comfort zone is the only way that we understand or experience an entirely new world that we never even knew existed, right? Laura says, oh my God, this makes so much sense. Lots of old fears coming up for me. Yeah, right on point, sister. But the thing is that it is part of the old. And for a time, those fight or flight patterns and survival instincts served us, right? But they can no longer go with us anymore. So this is about experiencing complete and utter liberation and freedom. And in order to do that, we have to embody that. We have to fully surrender into the now, fully surrender into the unknown, and allow ourselves to float into a new way. She's floating to the surface, and with that said, she's casting away all that kept her weighted down in the abyss, in the depths of the dark emotion, those unconscious patterns, or even if they were conscious ones that were part of old programs and old belief systems, or you know uh, ways of seeing, or things that you might have thought about yourself that you actually hindered or restricted your growth in some way. you know Anything, any heaviness, any trauma, any emotional debris or discord, again, like you said, Laura, the fears, absolutely, anything that kept us down in those depths, that kept us away from experiencing what our true light looks like, what it means to really fully embody our limitlessness, because we are truly limitless, everyone. Remember that we are all divine, infinite beings. And with that, that means that there is no such thing as, you know, hitting hitting the ceiling, because there isn't any. We are the water, yet we are floating within it as well. So the presence of the whales within this card too make me feel like we are really being attuned, because I'm always drawn to, this sonar, the sound waves that whales and dolphins actually, emit when they communicate and when they sing their whale song. So it feels to me like there's this divine with the planets and the cosmic, stargates, and we just had the 111, and then we've got the 122 that just happened, and it's just 222 that's coming up. It does really make me feel like we are being like fine-tuned, if you will, through these waves of light that are coming in, and up updating and helping us to fully embody more of our crystalline light bodies. And again, casting off the density and rising up to the surface. And when we peek our heads up out of that surface, out of the water, where we've been, kind of just weighted down into the, into that, again, the subconscious or the unconscious realms, we've learned so much there. When we come up through, we are able to actually see an entirely new world. We're able to see ourselves in our fullness, in the fullness of a potential that we never even thought possible before. So it is like literally experiencing being birthed through those waters, the womb waters, out into the world, into new life, where we ourselves are like babes all over again, learning how to be in this new place, learning how to, trust and feel and connect and explore. It's a new version of yourself, and give yourself permission to just float, just to experience, just to express what's coming through you. Allow yourself to be reborn. And I say that, but I want you to really feel into what I'm saying, because it's something that I myself have been experiencing, and I've actually been talking about this a lot in a private group that I have right now, working with the Venus Rose Gates. And something that me and the women in the group are doing is really recognizing how we are all really kind of having this upgrade into our, our chakra systems, our consciousness, really expanding and evolving. But with that, it's not just about the expanding and the evolving, it's the embodying. It is about shedding old layers of self. And it's like being exposed with this raw, naked, vulnerable layer that we didn't even know was there beneath the surface. And now it's kind of coming up like the mermaid in the card to the light of day. And so it doesn't have a story. The old timelines, the old storylines, they don't exist anymore. So now it's okay that you might want to express yourself in the world anew. You might do things that are different than what you've ever done before. You might not understand that, and that's okay. You're not meant to. You're just meant to allow. You're just meant to float, move, flow with it. So exploring new things, expressing yourself differently, maybe new innovative ideas are going to start to be born through you. You might want to there might be, a lot of things that you are letting go because they just can't go with you. They may have served you. They maybe need to be restructured. Maybe they need to be redesigned. Maybe they just need to be let go altogether so that you can experience new things that you're capable of creating or achieving or doing in this world. New things that might want to enter your life as well. And that could also be new people, because you yourself are becoming something new. So allow yourself to float to the surface. Cast away those burdens. Stay out of the head as much as possible, unless you're going to bring that into alignment with your beautiful heart centers. And allow yourself to just be. Float and explore and allow. That's the way that we move through. And that can be incredibly challenging, because to really trust in the unknown, in a new world, it can be completely, it's going to, can throw everything completely off kilter. But think about what you're gaining. If we never knew as babies to learn how to walk, we never would have left the comfort of our mother's arms. We never would have experienced the big world that was out there just waiting for us to discover and to discover ourselves and our personalities and who we really truly are here, it never would have happened. Do you see? So it's like that. This is where we are moving into to entirely new age, a new us, a new embodiment. So do what feels good, what lights you up, and then express that outwardly without trying to control and conform it to what it should be. Instead, experiencing like a child, touching everything because there are no boundaries. We're weightless as well as limitless. All right, everybody. So that is our beautiful oracle message for this new week into a new era, into a new lunar year. So I hope that you all enjoyed this, and thank you all so much for being present with me. I know those of you may be watching this back on replay, may have missed that it was live here on YouTube, but if all continues to go well, I'm going to be continuing this as part of my new transformation as well. And I will always share the replay to Facebook so everybody can find it there again as well. But yeah, so thank you all for being here with me and for your patience as I'm trying to figure this whole process out. So again, we're all trying to figure it out, and that's okay. The only way we learn is through exploring. It's kind of like that. I didn't even test this before I did it. I just did it, and I allowed myself to take what came with it and just explored. Okay? That's the best way to go moving forward. All right, loves. Thank you all. I hope you have an amazing and magical week and hope to see you back on next Monday. Take care of you.